Of command increases all allies' characteristics by 5 plus 2 times the officer's. Dude, I love the fact that the stats all tell you exactly what they do. Like, it literally gives you the fucking math. It's great. I love it. An ally affected by this ability can also be targeted by the officer's other abilities from any distance. That's cool. Charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of their Astra Militarum regiment. You used to be one of these faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of the Imperium authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. The weapon, fellowship. Fellowship's good. Yeah, I like fellowship. Coercion, hell yeah. Athletics, meh. I definitely like me some coercion. Absolutely love me some coercion. More coercion, hello. After origin advancement, duty and honor. While the Commissar's ally is under the effects of at all costs, that ally suffers plus 50% damage but gains 2 AP, 4 MP. Ooh, damn. Once per combat, the Commissar's next single shot or single target melee attack applies the following. Enemy target. The target becomes marked. The ally who kills the marked enemy gains an extra turn after the current one with plus 2 AP and plus 4 MP. Allied target gains an additional... Damn. Show them contempt. While the Commissar is adjacent to an enemy, all their allies... Wow. Gain resolve. Anytime the Commissar gains additional movement points, grants additional movement points to an allied character, they gain 2 movement points plus 2 more movement points. Okay. If the Commissar kills the target with at all costs, they can use at all costs once more this combat for 0 AP. When momentum is less than 100 point, at all costs gains plus 20 plus fellowship momentum upon killing marked enemy. Okay. Crime Lord, what do we got? Imperial survivors. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark path of smugglers and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium Society offers a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Oh, excuse me. So much reading. Starting a crime lord gains intelligence. Consumes 1 stack, makes the next action stronger depending on your action, weapon skill, perception. All right, yeah, we're probably gonna go with. Really? Must your cape be made of paper? Seriously, game? Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but damn, son. Also, that's a tiny fucking skull, I'll tell you that right now. The Ecclesiarchy, known formerly as the Adeptus Ministorum, is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. The Ecclesiarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure the prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. Can only be used once per combat, okay. The WP bonus, willpower, okay. Grants momentum. And then you get all those things. Naval officer. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships. Look at that hat, dude. Look at that hat. Damn. If I go back to, what is it, appearance? I need to change this. If I'm going to be a psyker and it won't let me like wear these clothes, then I probably should change it, right? Plus 2 defection can only be used once per combat. Agility, fellowship, commerce, and demolition. Agility, demolition, do not falter. Do not suffer a negative. Okay. To assert dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. Cool. Straight up just a noble. The nobility of the Imperium are enormously privileged and powerful elites, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. Noble assigns one ally who will become their servant until the end of combat. At any time the noble's abilities affect the servants gain +5 to all characteristics until the start of the noble's next turn. Attacks a target that the noble dealt damage to last turn. The servant gains +10 critical chance. Nice. That's cool. Not really. You. Go on. The noble servant. Okay, yeah, that's great. All right. Sanctioned Psyker. Here we go. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful, who somehow survive the rigorous sanctioning rituals, are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold of dangers risked by wielders of warp powers. You are one of those found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Perils of the warp are dangerous to anyone in the vicinity of the psyker. Their manifestation can push away characters, damage them, summon demons, and fill the area with motive force charges, and much more. Perils of the warp are unpredictable and extremely dangerous. Note, damaging psychic powers count as weapon attacks, counting toward normal attack limit per turn, gaining all the benefits of abilities, talents, and increasing the damage of attacks. For example, a soldier using a run-and-gun ability will be able to use damaging psychic powers. You'd be able to use damaging psyker powers twice per turn, and an operatives analyze enemies ability effect the damage of damaging psychic powers. Okay, so we're a sanctioned psyker. So we have a 20% reduced chance of triggering psychic phenomenon. Okay, and psyker. The character's a psyker, albeit a quite weak one. Carouse. What is this? To resist negative effects applied by poisons, stimulants, and alcohol. May give access to new dialogue options. That's cool. Okay, we gain willpower, lore, divination. Diviners find useful insights everywhere. Okay. Pyromancy. Yes. Telepathy. Oh my god, yes. Okay, well, unfortunately for the game, we are absolutely what does that say? Show base outfit headwear? What? Okay. So if I go to here,
this heresy from existence.
Portrait, I can just change it to the female psyker. It just sucks they don't have more psychers. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep the commissar lady because she's so. No, we're gonna do this one. Yeah, we're gonna do that one. Screw it. I can't make up my mind. They're all so cool. Except that guy. For some reason, that guy is just weird. I don't know what it is. I don't know. That's the noble lady. Is it me or does she just look crazy? God, that bolter looks so sexy. She kind of looks like my wife, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, she actually does. Yeah, we're just gonna keep it. Fuck it. Okay, we're gonna go Sanctioned Psyker. Let's do it. Okay, Sanctioned Psyker. Now I get to choose. Biomancer, Diviner, Pyromancer. What the fuck does that say? Sanctic? Okay. Let's actually do this. So, concentration of faith, sanctic powers are used by pious psychers to protect allies and smite heretics. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like it's my kind of go. You know what I'm saying? Also strengthens damaging psychic powers. Psyker Majoris, each level psychic rating, okay. Terminus, Extremis, Steel Mind, what is it? Resolve is increased by Veil Degradation, okay. Inscribed Soul. A Psyker gains Inscribed Soul ability. It costs no AP but deals direct damage to the Psyker equal to 25% of the Psyker's maximum wounds. The next Psyker power used after this ability will not trigger psychic phenomena. Cool. Blade of Light. Force weapon. Yeah, I know what Blade of Light is. Funnily enough, I know what a lot of these actually are. Yeah. From playing only War. Right? 6 cells further than the second. Okay, so sanctioned powers. Biomancers specialize in manipulating biological energy and processing the power and processes with the power of their minds. They are masters of the flesh, learning to shape and influence their own forms according to their will, as well as their allies and enemies. Biomancer focuses on manipulating living flesh, can heal wounds and alter physical characteristics. The target gains 10 plus 4 times the Psyker Psi rating, strength and toughness until the end of combat. That's cool. Available after origin advancement. Enfeeble. Ooh. That looks so cool. Thor's wounds. Heal. So, warp speed, nice. So here's the question. Look at this, adrenaline surge. Do you get more than one school of magic? The Psyker increases target's dodge, parry by until the end of combat. So that's pretty cool. Diviners seek to discern the hidden past of the galaxy and know the course of the events yet to come. These abilities allow the Diviner to look into the twisting strands of the Immaterium in search of answers they seek, and sometimes even influence the outcome of fate itself. Perfect timing effect. Perfect timing. When an ally under this effect dodges or parries an attack, if this ally has a weapon capable of reaching the attacker and has an attack that costs 1 or less AP, they immediately counterattacks with this weapon, and perfect timing effect fades. Foreboding. All allies within the area gain dodge. Their dodge was prescience. So you get intelligence, fellowship, and perception and willpower to the end of combat. I wonder if you could do this to yourself. It says target, so it's not target ally, it says target. Once per round, the Psyker's next turn is moved up by 2 turns in the round initiative sequence. This ability may allow the Psyker to have 2 turns during 1 round. Precog. Damn. That's kind of crazy. Whenever an ally suffers damage that would make them fall unconscious, the Psyker immediately gains an extra turn. Ooh. During that turn, the Psyker can only use Prophetic Intervention. This power can only be used under these conditions. Restores an ally's wounds to the amount they had before the attack that triggered the intervention. However, the Psyker's Psi rating is reduced by -1 until the end of combat. By Psykers with a Psi rating of 3 or higher. God dang, son. Talents, Unnatural Luck. Divination psychic power on an ally without Unnatural Luck effect. The ally gains Unnatural Luck. Critical hit becomes a normal hit instead. Ugh, nasty. Every 9th successful dodge or parry by the Psyker and their allies combined grants the Psyker +2 AP. Ooh. Wow, suffers a penalty. That's great. Allies under the effect of at least one psychic power gain... Like, I don't see any damaging abilities, though. Right? I thought each school of magic had at least one damaging ability. I mean, do you gain like a... Is there just like is there a default psi attack? You know what I mean? I'm probably gonna be one of these guys because I love being a religious zealot in these games. I am an atheist through and through, but I absolutely adore being a religious zealot. I think it's fun, just like being a space Nazi. It's great. It's good fun. Space fascists can suck it. A pyromancer is a master of flame, a psyker who is able to create searing infernos out of thin air. Pyromancy is one of the most spectacular and destructive forms of psychic ability, and those who face a pyromancer in combat are often reduced to naught but a pile of charred bones. That's awesome. Able to create searing infernos out of thin air, pyromancy is one of the most spectacular... Yeah, charred bones. The target suffers from damage from the warp burn effect. Warp burn deals, okay, it's just flame damage. Firestorm, I know what most of these do. Orchestrate flame. It does not stop burning no matter how long it takes. And no longer makes tests to stop burning. Oh, that's nasty. Can you pick more than one of these? Eventually, I'm assuming. So, a psyker of the Sanak... I can't pronounce this word. Alright, look, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna Google it on how to say this. What's the word? Sanctic. For some reason, it is like messing with my brain. Okay. It isn't a word. It's sanctus, not sanctic. Sanctic. So that's got to be what it is. Sanctus, sanctic. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Gabe. Word of the Emperor. All allies in a circle within a 5-cell radius gain +1 psi rating divided by 2 resolve until the end of combat. Every additional stack of this effect increases resolve +2. Okay. Word of the Emperor. All allies in a 5-cell circle resolve. If fight them, it determines the amount of... Okay. So everybody near me gains 1 plus my psi rating divided by 2 extra resolve in combat, which increases momentum gained at the beginning of each turn and after killing an enemy, and how long they can fight in a battle. Interesting. Purge the Soul. Deals damage. Okay. This damage is increased by 50% against Xenos. Oh, God. Thank you. Emperor be praised. 100% against Chaos Worshippers or Drukari. I know that word from somewhere. Where do I know that word? Ari. I know that word from somewhere. Drukhari. There we go. Drukhari, pronounced Drukhari. The Dark Ones are also known as the Dark... Ah, that's it. Okay, I thought so. Dark Eldar. I was like, I know that word from somewhere. Dark Eldar, that's what that is. Okay. So, Chaos Worshippers and Drukhari take 100% and 150 against demons, and 50% if the enemy has already damaged the Psyker or any of the others. Wait. And by plus 50% if the enemy has already damaged the Psyker or any of the Psyker's abilities this combat. Is it been damaged or damaged me? These damage bonuses also affect any damage bonuses from other sources. Power does not affect targets that lack souls. Necrons. That's great, dude. Do Tyranids have souls? How about orcs? Huh. All allies affected by word of the Emperor are healed for this psychic power can only be used while there is at least one ally. Oh, okay. So you just got to get close enough and boom, you can heal them. Oh, that's sexy, dude. That is so sexy. Hammer of the Emperor. All allies affected by word of the Emperor gain Hammer of the Emperor effect. Next time they deal damage, this damage is increased by +5 times the Psyker Psi rating plus allies resolve divided by 2, and the effect is removed. This psychic power can only be used while there is at least... Oh, okay, so I use it, and then it gives all allies affected by word of the Emperor, which is a 5-cell radius. Okay. All of them gain Hammer of the Emperor. It doesn't say for how long, either. Okay. Shield of the Emperor. Until the start of the Psyker's next turn, all allies affected by word of the Emperor increase their deflection. Sweet. Dude, that is so cool. Sword of Faith. Psychic power costs 50 momentum and can only be used when momentum is 175 or higher. Until the end of combat, the weapon is in the weapon in the Psyker's hand is replaced by a sword made of sheer will. The sword has a single target attack and area attack, like a two-hand sword, and can be used to release a cone of fire or a line of fire like a flamer. The damage of this sword is the same as that of Purge of Soul, with all the same bonuses. If the Psyker uses a force, if the Psyker used a force weapon, all the bonuses from the force weapon remain. Holy shit! For the purposes of talents and other bonuses, Sword of Faith counts as a force weapon. This power can be used again, increasing the damage of the sword plus the Psyker's resolve. Holy shit. This bonus increases by 5% at the start of every round of combat except the first. That's so cool. So they take 10% more damage if they're adjacent to me. That's great. The first time that momentum reaches 200 during the Psyker's turn, the Psyker gains +5 to all characteristics, +1 to resolve, +1 to deflection, and +1 to all damage the Psyker deals until the end of combat. Holy shit, dude. Critical hits scored by anyone within the Psyker's line of sight, including the Psyker themselves, increases the Psyker's critical damage by +1% until the end of combat. And it stacks. Ugh. That anyone in the... Jesus Christ. Psalms of Heroes. Psi rate is increased by +1 until the end of combat every time an ally uses a heroic act. What is that? Is that what the sword thing is? Is this a heroic act? Sword of Faith? Cost 75 momentum with each subsequent... Oh, Wolf! What's up, buddy? Greetings and salutations, my friend. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, my man. That's odd. It shouldn't have showed the raid. That's weird. Yeah, it shouldn't have done that. Oh well. No matter. Welcome! Welcome! And the wolf descends indeed. Indeed. Oh. Sanctified Slayer. The Psyker's critical hit chance is increased by resolve. Oh god. Okay, telepath. Telepathy. With a single thought, telepath. Okay, mind of their own. Damage to the target. Wow. That's cool. Dominate. spend all their movement points. Psychic Assault, Mind Bond. All right, we're definitely going Santic. Absolutely. I can't pass that up. Are you kidding? So, Triumph. Upon solving the mysteries of a powerful, psychically active Xeno artifact, you manage to destroy the creation of countless enemies of humanity. So we get Lore Xenos +5, Persuasion +5, or Corrosion +5. Ooh. You single-handedly saved a pilgrim ship by stopping a warp breach while traveling through the Immaterium. How does that give you more persuasion? The power of sorcery. The power of your sorcery crushed a demon of the archenemy and drove it back to the warp. We're gonna go with that one. Yes! Demons! Oh, I love it, dude. This is gonna be great. As far back as 2011, there's been review bombers for BioWare games, as I recall. DA2 had bad scores appear even before launch an hour afterwards. Well, yeah, Dragon Age 2 was not that great, and it was shit compared to Dragon Age Origins, just hands down. Like, very few characters from Dragon Age 2 are any damn good except for two, Cassandra and Varric. Finnick was okay, but he felt like a cheap knockoff to Sten. The fact that the story took place in a city instead of like an expanding overworld was kind of meh. The fact that you had to go back over and over and over to the same areas and the way enemies spawned in, it was, I mean, there's so much wrong with the fucking game, dude. Though I will say many of the storylines were actually really good. And Varric was probably the absolute highlight of that game, and I love him, and I'm so glad that he made it into Inquisition, and now that he's in the next one, I find that really awesome. So it definitely, I agree, Eldon Whistler, I agree. It is one of those things where it's like extremists usually are wrong, no matter if they're on one side or the other. That's usually the way it always is. And the reason my title is the way it is because I'm a cheeky bastard, and I like to poke. But like Dragon Age 2 was an extreme disappointment. And this is from a guy who played it through 3 times on release. I played a 2-hand warrior, a mage, and a rogue. 3 times. And the thing about it is that I'm doing great, Wolf, by the way, to answer your question. What was I going to say? The magic. I didn't mind that they changed the combat, right? The thing I minded was they made the magic feel dumb and they made it feel underwhelming. A lot of the spells were... They didn't do as much damage as you'd think. They had problems because you're just like, there were so many combat encounters where you know, a bunch of dudes just spawn out of fucking nowhere and you fight them, and then 20 more dudes spawn out of nowhere. So unless you've played the game like 10 times through, you don't know you don't know how much you can actually use your magic, right? So if you, or even when you're playing like a 2-hand warrior like I did on my first playthrough with your stamina potions and your health potions and all that other stuff, I really did appreciate the fact that they had talent trees that were, like, there was a lot of stuff they did that was really cool in the game. The talent trees that they took over to Inquisition, I really liked the way they played those out. It was very interesting. It was different. The fact that the combat was more dynamic, instead of just walking up to attacking something with like a timer, you actually had to like spam a button, which it's hit or miss, right? You either like it or you don't. And I thought it was kind of cool, especially when I love playing a gigantic warrior who's just got a 2-hand sword and going whack, 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 whack. It's kind of fun. And then you mix in all the abilities and it's pretty cool. But again, you can't do resource management when you don't know how long a fight's going to be. 9 times out of 10, when you're fighting in an RPG, most of the time, almost all the enemies that you're fighting, you usually can see, right? They don't just continuously spawn from fucking nowhere. That's a really bad mechanic, and it only works in a few niche places, right? Where you can, like in the Dragon Age Inquisition, the first time you do a portal, when you close one of the void portals or whatever the fuck they're called, you don't realize, oh, we're gonna get more spawns, but once you do it a couple times, you're like, okay, I kill all these dudes, we do the portal, I'm gonna get some more dudes. So I can't use all of my health potions, I can't use all of my ability cooldowns that are really long if I wanna have something for the next fight. In Dragon Age 2, you just had to hope that if you got into some shit and you used all your stuff, there wasn't going to be 50 more mobs that were coming at you after the first wave or the second wave or the third wave. And some of those fights went on and on and on and on and on. And it just felt like because they were on such a rushed timetable that they didn't have time to actually make it good, if you know what I'm saying. Flemeth, the Kunari, a decade epic tale, characters memorable, and I have 7+ campaigns. What I choose not to do is play on nightmare difficulty to annoy for Dia. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Same here. And I'm with you. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. The Kunari. Oh my God, fleshing out the Kunari was so good, and the fact that they expanded on the Kun. The Arashok was an absolute baller, dude. I loved his character so much. And it was such a letdown that the rest of the game wasn't up to the quality that they did with him and Varric, and I mean Flemeth was like was Flemeth in the game after that? Other than the like amulet you had to transport for her? I know you had to deal with the elves on her behalf, but I can't remember if she had any other part in the game. But so all of that being said, it still wasn't that great of a Dragon Age game. By itself, it was okay, but it suffers from it suffers from the fact that some of the characters were great, the story was pretty good, but it suffers from the fact that they didn't have enough time to flesh it out. So they could have made more of Kirkwall so that you didn't have to keep going back to the same places. And I actually like the fact that they tried something new with the story insofar as taking it into a city and delving into like city politics and stuff like that. I actually thought that was really, really interesting because it took a really interesting part of Dragon Age Origins, like the Landsmeet, and it took that and it was like, let's expand upon that. But the problem is they didn't. They didn't. They just took it as a premise and then shat it out. That's kind of what it is. The DLC was also good. True. It's just one of those things where it's sad. It's really sad that it turned out that way. But just like Dragon Age Inquisition, it had redeeming qualities to it, right? The biggest problem with Inquisition was twofold. Was the fact that its pacing was abso-fucking-lutely atrocious. And at no point when you were wandering around the goddamn hinterlands did it tell you to leave and go somewhere else, which it absolutely should have done. Having like banter with the guys going, hey man, I'm seeing too much green. Let's go to the coast and let's check out some of that, or do this, or anything like that, or maybe just like not allowing you to complete stuff, or just getting you out of there. And two was the damn board. Like I went back and I played it several times, and every single time I use a mod that instantly completes all the board stuff. Because putting a timer on something in a single player game, especially when it's like 24 hours, is about retarded, as far as I can tell. Sit you Torelay. I mean, that's fair, but it's more like if the pacing of the game gets ruined because a character didn't follow a journal entry, I don't see that as a problem for the player. I see that as a problem of the developer not giving you enough of a warning or something like that. And one of the biggest reasons is because there were so many like MMO style fetch quests, and that's what a lot of people were saying. It was basically a single player MMO, you know what I mean? And so I do feel you that there's a lot. It's just like with Inquisition. You're right. A lot of people just shat on it immediately without any knowledge of what's going on. But when I listen to the reviews of people that I align with on a lot of other games, you go back and you look at a lot of the reviews of the games that I absolutely love or that I absolutely loathe, we align fairly well on these because these guys are like me, super ultra mega turbo nerds who like things a certain way. This is one of the reasons I'm playing this game right here, other than the fact that it's 40K. I don't trust the fact that a game is 40K for it to be a good game, because we know that's not the case, right? And so it's made by Owlcat, and it's got amazing reviews by people that I trust. And so when these people that I trust tell me, if you're a Dragon Age fan, you're probably not going to like this game, I'm going to shit on the game. Because that's probably what's going to happen, especially when I see this with my own eyes, all the stuff that they're pointing out. And especially when far too many times I see video game developers doing stupid virtue signaling shit and telling me that they're doing it, to gather a wider audience, when literally what they're doing is they're appealing to an ultra mega specific religious minority, right? Like, imagine that instead of doing the trans or the gay shit and being woke and appealing to that shit, imagine they were appealing to Zoroastrianism, right? That makes up such a small percentage of the overall population of the world. And you're just like, why are you doing this shit? Why are you putting this religious nonsense into a game, into a franchise that I love? That's what it feels like, because that's what it is. It's religious nonsense, because that's what these people are. They're religious zealots. If you put your message and your religion before the art, then you're a religious zealot. You're not an artist. Plain and simple. Has been caught leaking footage. Yeah, that's absolutely. That's a big no-no. That's a big no-no. It doesn't matter if you like the game or not. When you sacrifice your integrity in such a way, then you are not a good actor. It doesn't matter what you think of the thing. You sign a contract, you obey the contract. Simple as, right? Because do you know who it is? I don't care, but force it on me like, I don't know what HFW is, and I skip it. Well, the big thing for me is like the trans scar thing, right? That's the perfect example of what I'm talking about. There is a way that you can integrate this ideological bent into your game. As a fucking liberal and someone who considers myself progressive, I can do this. And how do you do it? Well, it's easy. You do what Fable did, and you put a potion that allows you to change genders. Or you have magical spells that allow you to do these things. Or you have magical spells that allow you to alter your body to fit whatever you want. It's magic. It can do whatever. Literally whatever your mind can imagine, it can do. The herbalism in the game can like make your body rot or expand your mind or do any other amazing nonsensical bullshits. Why would you use surgery scars from modern era in a game that's in a fantasy medieval world where they don't have advanced surgery? Do you see what I mean by this doesn't fit into the world the way they think it does? Horizon Forbidden. Oh, okay. So I thought it was okay. I haven't played Horizon Forbidden West. I played the first one. Wait, was that the first one or the second one? I can't remember which one is the first one. Let me see. Do I have it up? I do not. I played the first one. I believe his handle's Mr. Matt Plays. Really? Huh. Well, then he's a shithead. And he should be blacklisted if he's actually leaking shit. That's unacceptable. If you promise not to do something, and the company is not fucking you over, and violating their own contract, then you should honor that contract, no matter how you feel about the game or the company, right? It doesn't matter what it is. But I've said this ad nauseum, right? Look at every movie that is made by religious zealots. All the fucking Christian movies for over the past like 50 years. When they put message before art, they suck. When they put art before message, they're great. Look at TV shows like The Chosen. Look at movies like The Prince of Egypt. A Disney movie about Moses. Like, for real, dude. A Disney movie about Moses. And it was amazing. And then you've got, the Ten Commandments from back in the day, which was made during the height of religious bullshit here in the United States, and it's an amazing movie. Does it have religious messaging in it? Of course it does, but they put the art before the message. And if you put the art before the message, your message resonates like no other. I can't understand why they don't know this, but at this point, how they can't know. It's a great story, but it's a very hard to play for me. Why is Horizon Zero Dawn hard to play? Horizon Zero Dawn I thought it was a really great story. The only thing I didn't like about it was the heavy-handed climate change shit that makes no goddamn sense and is not based on any kind of scientific nonsense at all, period, from our actual world. It's all based on pseudo-religious belief that people made up, essentially. All right, so, Grim Portents. You are accused of being possessed by a warp entity and forced into exile, leaving your soul forever scarred. Logic. Skill is affected by the intelligence, makes the character's rational arguments more convincing, and allows them to notice logical inconsistencies of other people's words. Also allows to operate cogitators more efficiently. Brand of Shame. Your sorcery caused a warp manifestation aboard a void ship, claiming thousands of lives in the end. Ooh, that's bad. This is probably the one we're gonna get. I was born on a Forge world and I'm a psyker. My logic needs to be good stuff. An error during a sanctioning process brought you many hours of agony, which nearly cost you your life. Ooh, we could do this one. Just for lore? Yeah, let's do this one. Let's do Shadow of Torment. I like this. I have permanent vertigo and neuropathy. Avoid most motion titles. I see. Generally, I need pause and play. PUBG and Fall Guys are exceptions. Gotcha. Yeah, fair enough. On that note, my dudes, I need to take a quick break because Tango has biological functions that needs to be get done. So I will be right back. I won't be long. Stand by. We shall return right after these two messages from our race screen. Stay tuned for more Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, and we'll read even more miles upon miles of text. Hey boys, we're back. Okay. Mass Effect is my favorite RP series. Woo! But DOA is my favorite RPG. Yeah. Mass Effect was a great RPG series for me. I absolutely adored the first one. I was very disappointed in the second one because it took away a lot of the RPG elements that I absolutely adored from the first one. I really liked the way they did the RPG stuff in the first Mass Effect, and I was really hoping in the second one they would streamline the stuff, but not to the point where they almost got rid of it, right? And two, almost all of the nerd shit from all the skills and stuff was almost completely gone, and I was not happy about that. And I was very, very, very impressed the way they expanded in 3 from 2. So they made it more expansive, give you more choices. Some of it wasn't that great. Some of the classes were kind of really meh, but some of them are really freaking good. I agree that Mass Effect Andromeda had great mechanics. It's too bad they had shitty writing and design, unfortunately. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you go to a new galaxy, right? Our galaxy has numerous alien races. And you go to a new galaxy and there's 2. The fuck? Anyway, yeah, DOA was like one of my, hands down, one of the best RPGs ever, man. Like, I played KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2, and I absolutely adored them. I'm a Baldur's Gate player from way back in the day. Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2. I played Icewind Dale, man, you know, freaking Fallout 1, Fallout 2, all that good stuff, so. I have 7+ campaigns, one of the best new games I've seen. Nice. All right, so lore warp. I can do with lore. I can do with minus to lore warp. I can do that. I can deal. All right, let's see what's next. Archetypes. So you can only choose one of the first tier archetypes at the moment. Archetypes are developed paths that your characters follow. Each archetype encapsulates a unique set of skills and expertise that represents a specific combat specialization. From frontline warrior to indispensable leader preferring to command from the rear. You choose what you want to be in the grim dark future of the Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm not gonna lie, I am super impressed with how deep this shit has gone. Like, seriously. Like, it's kind of crazy. And there's still more customization. Warriors are blessed with exceptional melee prowess, capable of dealing high damage close quarters, whether standing. Because I'm a psyker, but I can also be a warrior, right? Because I do have the ability to, you know, summon a sword. I played KOTOR. I have played KOTOR in 1 to 15 years. Neverwinter Nights 1. Yeah, baby. Neverwinter Nights 1. That's a good one. I liked Neverwinter Nights 2 a lot better, though, because one of the problems with Neverwinter Nights 1 is the fact that you don't have a party. It's just you and, like, one companion, which is... Yeah. So we don't really need to get into that. Restores all AP and gains agility bonus MP until the end of the turn. No limit in melee weapon attacks this turn. Starting the next round until the end of the coming. I mean, that's cool, but okay, let's go. Officer, willpower and fellowship to improve combat capabilities. Okay. Turning them into even greater threat on the battlefield. Extra turn. Single target buffs. Rescuing allies. Momentum. I think it's going to be Officer or something similar to this. Bring it down. The Officer immediately grants an ally an extra turn with 2 AP and no MP. Ooh. Only played OC once, but the persistent worlds and player created content is amazing. OC? 10 to 15 years of Neverwinter Nights 1. Yeah. Neverwinter Nights 2 was absolutely amazing. And one of the things that really disappoints me about Neverwinter Nights 2 is the fact that they have yet to remaster it or fix the bugs that happen with modern systems. A few years ago, I bought Neverwinter Nights 2 again. I own 3 fucking copies of it. I bought it again to play on modern PCs. I literally own a disc. It's directly behind me on my bookshelf of Neverwinter Nights 2, Neverwinter Nights 2 Mask of the Betrayer, Neverwinter Nights 2 Storm of Zephyr. I love that fucking game, and I played through it I don't know how many times. Never play a favored soul as a damage dealer. I just want to state that for the record. Oh, the original campaign. Got it. Okay. The Neverwinter Nights, when I played the original campaign like 5 or 10 times, like I played, I ended up doing the Blackguard stuff, and I made a rogue, and because there was no party, so if I wanted to play a different class, I literally had to make a whole nother class. And once you know the game, you don't have to do all the stupid side shit. You could just run through the campaign. And making, God, I can't remember her name, the main paladin lady, making her fall in love with you and stay fallen was so good. That's entirely why I made a Blackguard. Was so we could fall in love and she could still be evil. It was freaking amazing. Oh my God. I still remember it too. It was so good. It took me forever to figure out how to do it too. Hordes of the Underdark was a really good DLC. Oh, it really was. Bringing in the matriarchs of the Dark Elves was peak, dude. Freaking peak RP, dude. But they didn't fix a lot of the bugs for newer systems. So when I bought it on GOG and I played it on stream, it crashed about a quarter of the way through the game, right as I was about to get to Neverwinter, and it erased like 8 hours of gameplay. And then I was just like, I'm not doing all that again. Like I had multiple saves and everything, and it just deleted it. After the crash, gone. I was just like, yeah, I couldn't, man. I couldn't. What can you do, man? What can you do? Anyway. Okay, bring it down. So, cannot be used on the same ally more than once per round. If an ally is under the effects of Voice of Command and kills an enemy before the end of the officer's turn, the ally gains 1 additional... Okay, momentum, Voice of Command. The officer forces an ally to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics for 1 round. Officer's abilities can be applied to Voice of Command at any distance. A character who becomes the target of Voice of Command cannot be targeted by this ability again for the next 2 rounds. Grants an ally an additional turn. There is no time limit. Wow. The Officer's Fellowship is... Ooh. That's not good. So we get Fellowship and Willpower bonuses. I'm assuming that's what that means? Or your stuff just gets it from them? Ah, those are the skills you get. Got it. So we're probably going to go Officer. Intelligence and Perception. Core, precise, single attacks. 1 AP, cooldown around. The operative targets one enemy within line of sight. Target immediately gains intelligence bonus exploits. Oh, nice. Ooh, additional damage. Very, very nice. Expose weakness. Sunder armor removes all exploits from the target. Decreases the target's dodge, parry, and armor. Nice. To 0, the operative removes only half of the exploits from the target. Nice. If it reaches 0, cool. And Ultimate Edition is my favorite. I also have at least 3 copies from other sites. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's because, you know, I bought it on the original, and then I thought I had lost it, so I bought it again. I did lose that version, and then I found the other version I had, and then I bought it on GOG not too long ago. That's how it went down for me. A heroic act. Makes a free attack. Yeah. Okay. I mean, operative sounds cool, but this is not really my thing. You know what I mean? Soldier, run and gun, revel and slaughter. Firearm mastery, ballistic, agility, strength, awareness, demolition. Okay, yeah. Blade dancer. Masters specialized in flurry of attacks. Avoid enemy attacks, parry, dodging, quickly repositioning. Death from above. Nice. Nice. Death waltz, weapon skill, agility. Yeah, so it's definitely going to be Officer, man. It's either that or Operative. Soldier kind of is cool, I guess. But, yeah, no, we're going Officer, yeah. Because he gets Persuasion, Commerce, Fellowship, all the shit. So we got Vanguard. What's Vanguard do? Oh, I can't even look at it? Oh. Unyielding. Carouse. All right, nice. Okay. It shows you all of the things you can get? Bro. What the Dude. How does this even work? Common talents. Okay. There is definitely something going on here. All right, what else can we get? Master Tactician. What does this do? Press the advantage. Okay, tactical advantage, or 5 momentum. Last volley. Cool, dude. Orchestrated Firestorm. That sounds really good. Persuasion, lore. Okay. All right, ballistic skill. That's not too bad. Okay, we could go with that. Now, what about Grand Strategist? What does this do? Front line, back line, take and hold. Okay, we're gonna pick Officer, and then we're gonna go with it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Bam. Amazing Barrel, greetings and salutations, my friend. How you doing, buddy? How's the Traitor? We're still making a character. Why do I have negative to Fellowship? What the hell did I get that gave me negative to Fellowship? Was it my Darkest Hour thing? No. Is it? It's not this, is it? Forge World? It's Forge World. That's what it is. Yeah, negative to Fellowship. Okay. How many do I have? 30. All right. Deceive, charm, or befriend them. Aw, that sucks. I can only put 2 points in it. Oh, my fellowship's gonna be low. That blows, actually. Yeah, it's because I'm born on a Forge world. I could change that, but man, I really don't want to. Right? Persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. Okay. I guess we do that. We don't do anything for fellowship, right? Persuasion, coercion, and commerce. So we have a high intelligence. It increases, also affects lore Imperium, lore Warp, lore Xenos, logic, medica, and tech skill use. Okay. So carouse is 45, right? Yeah, it doesn't go up. Oh, wait. But my commerce. Wait, hang on a second. I thought it said commerce too. Yeah. Persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. So why is my commerce so fucking low? But coercion is high. With a can of non-alcoholic beer. Roger, roger. Do enjoy the non-alcoholic one. How did you first try that? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of non-alcoholic. I'm just gonna say this for the record. If I'm gonna drink something like that, I at least want to get the benefits. So, why doesn't my commerce and stuff go up when I do this? Purge world characters can use persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. So then why isn't this calculated with that? I wonder. Huh. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah. Is it applied later, I'm assuming? Isn't alcohol-free wine just grape juice? Let's do willpower, because of course. Ability to withstand horrors of the warp, terrors of space, dreadful opponents encountered in the Coronus expanse. Their control over a crowd or interrogate a heretic. Also increases the effects of resisting negative mental effects and psychic power. So yep, we're absolutely going to put 2 points in that. Now, do we increase perception by 2? Awareness. Probably a good idea. Or we could go 1 in toughness. Wait, carouse is increased by toughness? Oh yeah, that's right. It's alcohol resistance. Yeah. Has that dryness to it? I mean, grape juice tends to, yeah. It also affects awareness skill and reduces enemy chance to dodge character's attack. Well, that's perception. Fellowship is literally just persuasion and coercion and shit. Okay. It's agility. Dodge, melee, weapon damage reduction. I think we just do awareness skill. What is awareness? Perception, characteristic, encompasses the subconscious ability to react to things conscious mind may perceive. Notice traps, cleverly hidden objects, secret passages, and usually. Okay, yeah, we're going full awareness, baby. Full perception. Let's go. Oh, you're a recovering alcoholic. My goodness. Wait. We don't get to choose? I thought we'd have multiple ships. Unforgiven. Ooh, that's sexy. Sword class frigate is a classic void ship design proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability.